Come say hi, babe.
Hi.
Hi, this is Pierce, and I'm Kristin.
Hi.
And we just bought this boat. Well, not just now. It's been over a month, about a month and a half.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
But you can say we just.
It's very new. Since we got it, we've been working on it. We just jumped right into stuff that had to be done. One, it needed to be cleaned. Old stuff, a lot of trash, broken. Sift through everything, find what was usable. In one respect, it was good, but a discovery in every cubby. Last week, I cleaned out the forward head, which had not been used, only as storage. So there was a lot in there. There's another sail in there, which is sitting right there. And it's huge. And, to be quite honest, I'm not really sure where to put it. I'm thinking forward head. But that leaves Pierce without his own bathroom. And I kind of like the idea of Pierce having his own bathroom. That's the whole point of getting this boat, is it has 2 cabins, 2 heads. Well, for years, I didn't even have a TV. There was a TV in the aft cabin, the TV that you see here, and then a monitor underneath that. That's too many TVs for me. And so we put this one here, and I took down the monitors, and what we're gonna do, and this is kind of fun, is check this out. This is a mess, but check it out. A very big mess, as you can see. I don't know who did this. I don't know. Hashtag nice job, hashtag not. There were shelves here that were just all chopped up, kind of like that hole in the corner. So we pulled it out, and my dad made a insert for this where we're gonna put the screen. We have to find a screen that fits. 1, 2, we need to hook it up to DC power. So we have to find an appropriate screen for that. If you know of one, let me know. So that actually is ready, and we also made a cover panel out of the teak. So that'll be all covered up and cleaned up. It'll look much better. So that's one project that we have going on. This right here is another project that we have going on. It doesn't have a float switch. So then we realized that it has an internal switch which turns on, but it wasn't wired to the batteries. So we had to do that. This is the wiring. It's definitely a situation here.
That's not blood, that's liquid tape.
Look how clean it is in there. Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, well, then that is not clean. Liquid tape is like, what a mess is that stuff?
We're gonna straighten this. The black is neutral. Okay?
Before, it was connected to something, and it was
the
running.
brown and white wire, we figured out. This wasn't hooked up to anything that was important.
What? What?
I think I have the wire. This is the wire here. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. This is the wire. This is the wire right here.
Which one was it connected to?
It was, I don't know. Forget about that.
Oh
we have to start as though we're hooking it up for the first time. This boat never had a pump in it.
Oh my Lord.
So,
I think we should take a moment and pray to Jesus.
yeah. Let's turn the pump on.
Let's turn the pump on. Let's see.
Yeah. Turn the pump on.
Right, let's see what
And let me touch these 2 black wires.
Alright, it's on.
Yeah? It's on?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, that
These
works.
black and black go together.
Yay! Okay, well that's good.
Then we only need power We
Well,
have
where
to
did that
find
go?
power to the brown wire.
Where did that go?
I think it went to the little thing right here.
This was never connected
Yeah.
to anything.
Yeah, but
No.
Yeah.
No. That was
No.
never connected.
what
Or maybe that's why it
else
wasn't working.
is there?
There's just
Maybe
this
it went to this wire here. It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Didn't work.
It doesn't matter.
It did not work.
What?
We can find that wire and pull it right out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's funny, right?
That's crazy. You're freaking
That's
me
the
out.
only way we're gonna do this.
Freaking me out.
Pull it out.
No. Oh my god.
We have to find a hot wire. That's the bottom line is a hot wire. What is connected to that wire? Yeah.
Wow, what a mess.
No matter what, this needed to be done.
Yes. So we're torching this wire. Did you test it?
Yeah.
Before you,
No.
No. All right.
No, I'm sure of myself.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, so we did not test this wire before we're shoving it up here.
Yeah. We're gonna close it up. Worst thing we can do is have to
I'm not sure that it's supposed to be smoking. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's smoking. So this is shrunk. Nice.
Let's see, we went from this.
Black to black. I'm gonna cut this
To this.
and
Oh, suke. So much better. What's the name of that wire? It's a Bilge battery something or other. And it's connected to nothing on both ends. So we're gonna connect it and use it for the automatic float switch, which is in the bilge pump, which hasn't been working. It only works if you turn it on manually, which actually is just the, what did they say that was? That's when you, it's just for testing it. You can turn it on manually, test it, see if it works, but it's supposed to come on by itself. You don't have to have anything turned on, which means it needs to be directly wired to the battery. And then we were able to wire it and it works. So it's an internal switch and it's activated by movement. Here at the marina, when we're just tied up, it doesn't really have much movement unless somebody goes by and creates a wake. Because if you're in calm water and your boat's just filling up with water and the switch doesn't turn on, something to think about. The third project that we're working on is switching the electric plugs, like the electric panels to plug in for AC power, to GFI switches. So we have 3 different routes, so we're putting 3 switches in. And we ran into a little glitch because the boxes, the old electrical boxes, don't fit the new GFI switch, the plug. So once you put the wires in, just the way it's configured and the depth of the new switch doesn't fit in the old box. My dad has that all figured out. He's on vacay right now. So next time we'll be doing that.
I guess the vandals.
The vandals. Seagulls are officially the vandals. And they are, because they poop these black berries all over the deck. And actually, I think some of them are crows. Some of them are crows, right?
Not much clothes.
Crows.
Not that much crows here, I don't think, Mom.
No, go out and look up on the mess. They're sitting up there right now. Anyway.
You darn handles, you.
So when my dad gets back, we're gonna do the GFI switches, and we're also gonna edit the tools because there are a lot of redundant tools here. And I think a little redundancy is good, like maybe 2 of the important ones. But there's like stacks and stacks of the same stuff here. And honestly, like some of it's a little trashy, and some of it's good. So we'll see, we have to go through it. So we're gonna go through that. Right now there are tools all over the place and it's hard to walk through here. So.
Wow.
Let's suck the water out of this bilge right now.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, and we found out we have very big cockroach infestation.
Yay!
What else? Another project which is going on is replacing all the sealant in the aft head because it's a wet head and we want to be able to shower. Right now it's just all leaky and I'm sure it's contributing to the cockroach issue. So we're gonna do some sort of balm in here or borax. I don't know. I'm not really sure which path I'm gonna take. But whichever path I take, it will be significant. Oh, also we got an ozonator and that was really, really awesome. We ozoned the whole place 2 times. Once, which is a lot actually, because it's a 10-minute setting. Like that's the minimum you can do is 10 minutes. And 10 minutes for this size space is a lot. But it's good because, you know, you can open everything and it gives it time to like seep into crevices, which it has to seep into the crevices. But it worked really well. And I'll probably be doing that, I would say once a month. That seems to be good. Another thing we found out was that the smell coming from the aft head is actually seawater in the seawater intake. That is just sitting there, and because we're in the river and there's so much matter in the water, if it sits there for a few days, it gets really kind of stinky. It smells like red tide actually, just like fishy smell. It didn't smell like holding tank smell. It smelled like dead fish, low tide smell. So that was kind of interesting. But we fixed that, I think, by, you know, before we leave the boat, we flush it with fresh water. Now that won't always work if we're here, but if we're here and we're out sailing, then we're not gonna have river water in the hose. So I think that is a good solution for the time that we're in this river. One more thing is that the bow light, the wire is supposed to run through the bow pulpit and it's actually not running through there. So the wire that was running through there is still there and it's cut. So it's like sticking out. And I'm wondering if I can reroute a new wire through there because right now it's taped to the bow pulpit with gray tape and it's a horrible eyesore. You know I like things pretty. This is a disaster right now for me. I mean, look at it. There's just stuff everywhere. Oh my God. Actually, that's pretty clean compared to how it was last week. Last week it was really crazy, really crazy. There are a couple things on here that I'm like, I don't even know if I have space to keep this. Like that sail, I don't know where to put that sail. If I'm sailing and my sail rips, like I might want it, but I don't even know what it is. And I don't think the previous owner knows what it is. Do you? If you're watching this, tell me if you know what kind of sail that is, if you've had it open. Is it the jib? Is it the main? What is it? Is it something else? Do tell if you have that info. I'd love to hear it. This is kind of interesting. Inspected and passed, 92. look. This is like from an old school movie. This would make a really good prop, actually. But wow, talk about cumbersome. But these are retro. Anyway. We have 4 of these. If anyone wants them for prop, just hit me up. I'll send them on your way. One of the interesting things about this boat having so much stuff on it that, like, the previous owner, I feel like didn't even bother going through. Like, he got it and just left it as is. One of the interesting things about going through and finding everything on this boat is that tucked away in all the tools and other things like broken antiques and whatnot, I found a lot of paperwork that was from the original commissioning of the boat. So I have the original manual, which is pretty cool, that gives you the electrical guide, which is pretty cool, the schematic. I also have the mortgage of the first people who commissioned this boat from Hunter, like in 84. I have all the transfer of documents from owner to owner to owner to owner. It's like I have the whole history, which is kind of cool. I feel like not a lot of boats have that on them, so that's kind of fun. There was some discrepancy as I was going through the paperwork as to the actual draft of the boat. Now, the previous owner said that it had a 6.6 draft. It was the deep keel draft. And that's pretty deep. So I was getting nervous. Like, am I gonna bottom out? Like, I'm up a river, there's a lot of shoals. Am I gonna bottom out? Like, can I even get out of the river? Obviously he got in here, so yeah, I was just very concerned about the depth. And then I found in that original paperwork, the draft is 6.6, but the shoal draft is 5 feet. Then I found a picture of the boat, and it was not the shape of the deep keel, it was the shape of the shoal draft, which means that the draft is only 5 feet. The shoal draft is 5 feet, the deep draft is 6.6. And look, I would only know that because I have the original paperwork. That's a fun find, right? So I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, well, this is definitely not the shape of the deep keel, and there's no way that you can mistake it, right? Here's the picture. That is the shoal draft, definitely. You can see the difference between the deep keel and the shoal keel. It's really unmistakable. And then when you see this picture, right? Shoal, no question. Then I'm looking at the paperwork. And on the documentation, it says that the depth is 6.7, I think, something like that. Or it was like 6.8. It was a lot. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So now I'm really confused, because not only is it not, that's not the deep keel number, because the deep keel draft is 6.6. And now the documentation says the depth is something else completely. So I was like, maybe draft and depth mean different things. I asked Goddess Google, because she knows. And yes, draft and depth are 2 different things. So the draft is 5 feet, depending on how much crap you put on the boat and weigh it down. And the depth is from the top of the side down. The depth is not what's underwater. The draft is what's underwater. So that was kind of interesting. Here's another old piece that I found, which is pretty cool. This has a lot of cool stuff. It has how to rig it. I don't know about the rigging yet, but that's something I'll be exploring. cool old paperwork that came with the boat. I like it. And of course that electrical schematic, which is here somewhere. This is the spec sheet. I think I showed you that. That's the spec sheet. And then I have the actual manual. I think we might have brought it home to look at the electric, because that was kind of something that we're working on. So we wanted to really check out the schematic and see if it could help us out at all. And actually it did. And on Facebook, I met a girl who just bought the exact same boat, same year. And she was like, do you know? And I said, girl, I have the manual that came with the boat from the manufacturer. So I made a PDF and I sent it to her. She was pretty grateful. It actually helped us while wiring the bilge pump properly. We didn't know what the wires were, but knowing the colors of the wires, and they're all coded and numbered in the schematic, so we could just look it up, and we saw that it was going to the proper button on the panel. And it's been actually pretty helpful. The refrigerator, I think, has something, I don't know, I might have to pull it out and have it fixed. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that space or turn it into a closet for dresses and bikinis, because I won't be here for long. But maybe the next owner will want a refrigerator that works. One that works.
The downside of there.
Did you hear that?
Unless it gets old and junky or it turns into rubble before it has a chance to get the next year.
That's not what you said first. What did you say?
I said
He said, go ahead, say it.
no.
Say it. Say it, wild child.
You said
Unless we sink it. Oh, what? Unless we sink it. We better not sink it.
Mama.
Let's hope not. We're not going to be sinking it. Anyway, that is some updates. If you say uh-oh one more time, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah.
What kind of project is this?